Namaskar students. In this video, we will take a problem on system of linear equations. The problem is investigate the consistency of the given system of linear equations and if consistent, find the solution. So here a system of linear equations is given. We can see here that we have three equations and we have three unknowns. Unknowns are here x, y and z. So firstly, we will be checking whether the given system of linear equation is consistent or not consistent. And if we are getting that it is consistent, then we will be solving it further and we will be finding these unknowns x, y and z. We can write down this given system of linear equations in this form ax equal to b, where A is called as coefficient matrix, x is the vector of unknowns, x is here this vector of unknowns, and B is a column matrix which we are getting here from the right hand side of these equations. This particular system of linear equations is non-homogeneous in nature because here this B is non-zero vector. It is not a null matrix. So this is a case of non-homogeneous system of linear equations with three unknowns. So if I talk about n is a notation which we have discussed earlier also, that we will be using it for the number of unknowns in the given system of linear equations. So here in this particular case, n, the number of unknowns are 3. So we are starting here with the augmented matrix. This is the notation of augmented matrix. It involves both A as well as B. A is the coefficient matrix and B is the column matrix. So we have written this augmented matrix. How we have written this augmented matrix? The first row of this augmented matrix we have written with the first equation, this one. In the first equation, the coefficient of x is 4. So here we are getting 4. Then the coefficient of y is -2. So here we have -2. Then the coefficient of z is 6. So here we have 6. And this last column is for b. What is right hand side of the first equation? It is 8. So here we have 8. Similarly, we will be writing the second row of this augmented matrix with the help of this given second equation. Here the coefficients of x, y and z are 1, 1 and -3. So here we have 1, 1 and -3. And the right hand side in the second equation is -1. So here we have -1. From third equation, the coefficients of x, y and z are 15, -3 and 9 respectively. So here we have 15, -3, 9. And this 21 is the right hand side of this third equation. So the first three columns, this is the coefficient matrix which we are getting from the coefficients of these unknowns x, y and z. And this last column is the right hand side of these equations which we have named here as B, which is a column matrix. Now, for checking the consistency of given system of linear equations, we need the ranks of these two matrices. The first one is augmented matrix, this matrix itself, and the second matrix is the coefficient matrix. On the basis of ranks of these two matrices, we will be concluding about the consistency of given system of linear equations. If these two ranks, rank of augmented matrix and the rank of coefficient matrix, they are equal, the system will be consistent. It may be the case of unique solution or it may be the case of infinite many solutions. But in case these two ranks are not equal, the rank of augmented matrix is not equal to the rank of coefficient matrix A, in that case, the given system of linear equation is inconsistent. It cannot be solved further. It will be the case of no solution. Now, for reading the ranks of these two augmented matrix and the coefficient matrix, what we will be doing, we will be reducing this augmented matrix with the help of elementary row transformations to row echelon form. Once augmented matrix will be reduced into row echelon form, then by considering the number of non-zero rows in the matrix A, we will be reading the rank of matrix A. And by reading the number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of augmented matrix, we will be reading the rank of augmented matrix. So let us move ahead for reducing this augmented matrix to echelon form. Now see, here we have 1. Let us bring this 1 at this position, and for that we will be applying this elementary row transformation. What we are doing here, we are interchanging first and second row. We are exchanging here these first and second rows. The new matrix will be of this form. The next transformation which we can apply here is, if we see here the second and third row, then in the second row, we can make entries smaller by using the non-zero scalar 1 by 2. And similarly, in the third row, by using scalar 1 by 3, with this third row, we can make these entries smaller. So we are using these transformation. These are second type of transformation in which we multiply any row with some non-zero scalar. So we are multiplying second row with a non-zero scalar, which is 1 by 2. We are multiplying third row with a non-zero scalar, which is 1 by 3. After applying these two elementary row transformation, we are getting this matrix. There is no change in the first row. The first row is same, 1, 1, minus 3, minus 1. But second and third rows, they have been changed. Now let us use this 1 and make these entries 2 and 5 as 0, because in echelon form, at these two positions, what we need 0. So by using third type of elementary row transformation, we will be making these two entries 0. In this transformation, we are changing second row. What is our aim? We want to make this entry 2 as 0. So with the help of this first row, we are changing here second row, and the scalar which we are using here with this first row is minus 2. And similarly, for this third row, to make this 5, this entry 5 as 0, we are using here again the first row, and now we are changing third row with the help of first row, and the scalar which we are using here is minus 5. With the help of these two row transformations, the matrix will be reduced in this form. Now again, if we see here, in the second row, 3 is common, so we can make these entries smaller. We can reduce it further by multiplying second row with a non-zero scalar, which will be 1 by 3. Similarly, in the third row, if we see, we have the entries minus 6, 18, 12. Here, 6 is present in all the terms. 6 is common in all the terms. So we can reduce these entries by multiplying third row with a non-zero scalar, which is now 1 by 6. So after applying these two transformations on second and third row, what we are getting? We are getting this new matrix. And see here, still it is not in echelon form. And if you observe it carefully, the second and third row, they are similar. So we can make one row out of these two as 0. What we are doing? We are trying to reduce augmented matrix to the echelon form. And what is the first condition of echelon form? That the zeros rows, they are present below the non-zero rows. So instead of making second row as a 0 row, what we will be doing? We will be applying transformation on third row, and we will be making it 0 with the help of second row. So the transformation which we are using here is, we are changing here third row with the help of second row, R3 minus R2. And after applying this transformation, this is the new matrix, and this is an echelon form. In case we had made second row as zero row, then to write it in the echelon form, we have to apply one more transformation. That was, we have to interchange second and third row, because in the echelon form, if we have any zero row in the matrix, then it should always lie below non-zero rows. After reducing matrix to echelon form, what we have to do, we have to read the rank of coefficient matrix, and we have to read the rank of augmented matrix. How we will be reading the rank of coefficient matrix? By neglecting the last column, because last column is from B. So by neglecting the last column in this echelon form, just by seeing these first 3 columns, we will be checking that how many number of non-zero rows we have here, and that number will be the required rank of the coefficient matrix. So if I talk about this 1, 1 minus 3, this is a non-zero row. If I talk about the second row of this echelon form of matrix A, then 0 minus 1, 3, this is also a non-zero row. The third row in the echelon form of matrix A is 0, 0, 0. It is a zero row. So how many number of non-zero rows we have in the echelon form of A? We have only 2 non-zero rows, and therefore rank of A, this is the notation for rank, the rank of A is 2. The next rank which we need is the rank of augmented matrix. What is augmented matrix? This complete matrix is the augmented matrix. Now we will be considering last column also. Now let us see that how many number of non-zero rows we have in this complete matrix, in this augmented matrix. In the echelon form of, what is this? This is not the augmented matrix. This is the echelon form of augmented matrix. So let us see that how many number of non-zero rows we have in the echelon form of augmented matrix. Let us check. This first is non-zero row. It is very clear. Since in A also it is non-zero row, so it is very obvious that it will be non-zero in the augmented matrix also, in the echelon form of augmented matrix. Let us see the second row. It is again a non-zero row. And let us see this third row. This third row, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. All the entries are 0. So it is now 0 row. The first 2 are non-zero rows, and the last one is a 0 row. So how many non-zero rows we have in this augmented matrix, in the echelon form of augmented matrix? Yes, we have 2 non-zero rows, and hence the rank of augmented matrix is 2. We are getting both ranks equal. Rank of coefficient matrix and rank of augmented matrix, they are equal. So the given system of linear equation is consistent. Just for reference, see here that if we have something like this, 1, 1, minus 3, 1, 0, minus 1, 3, 2, and suppose we are getting here 0, 0, 1. Don't confuse it with this example. We are just considering here a case that if we have such case that the echelon form is this, then in this case, the rank of coefficient matrix will be 2, because this is a 0 row. But if I talk about the rank of augmented matrix, what will be the rank of augmented matrix? The rank of augmented matrix will be 3, because we will be considering this whole. And this is non-zero row in echelon form of augmented matrix. But it is a 0 row in the echelon form of coefficient matrix, because for coefficient matrix, we are considering only first 3 columns. We are not considering this last column. But when we are reading the rank of augmented matrix from the echelon form, we have to consider this whole matrix. So if we have such type of case, in this case, both ranks are not same. One is 2 and then another is 3. So if we have such type of case, then that is a case of inconsistent. But here, for this particular problem, for this particular example, the system of linear equations is consistent. Now, if it is consistent, then how we will be solving, how we will be finding the unknowns x, y, and z. We are writing here the same thing. Here the rank of both of these matrices, coefficient and augmented matrix, is same, and both of them are 2. Since rank of coefficient matrix is equal to rank of augmented matrix, so the given system of linear equation is consistent. It means it has solution. Now, when it is the case of consistency, then we have two cases. It may be the case of unique solution and it may be the case of infinite solution. So now we need to check infinite solutions. So now we need to check whether it is a case of unique solution or infinite solution. See, if rank is equal to number of unknowns, then that is a case of unique solution. But if rank R is less than number of unknowns, then that is a case of infinite solutions. So how many unknowns we have? We have 3 unknowns here. And what is rank? We have just evaluated that rank is 2. So what we have here, rank, which is 2, it is less than number of unknowns, which is 3. And from this, we can conclude that it is the case of infinite solutions. Means the given system of linear equation has many solutions. Now, for finding these solutions, we have to assume some free variables. What we mean by free variables? Means which are free to take any value. So how many free variables we will be assuming? It will be depending on this difference n minus r, where n is the number of unknowns, which is 3 in this problem, and r is the rank of coefficient, or you can say the rank of augmented matrix. Here, what is r? R is 2 and n is 3. From echelon form, we can write down the reduced system of linear equation. So how we will be writing this reduced system of linear equations from the echelon form? From this first row, we will be writing the first equation. So from this first row, what we are seeing here, the coefficient of x is 1, coefficient of y is 1, coefficient of z is minus 3. So what we will get? X plus y minus 3z. And what is the right hand side? Right hand side is minus 1. So this will be our first equation, which we have written here, x plus y minus 3z equal to minus 1. From where we have written? We have written it from the first row of the echelon form. Now come to the second row of the echelon form. What is the coefficient of x now? It is 0. So we will not be having the term of x here. What is the coefficient of y? In this second row, we have here minus 1. So we will be having minus y. What is the coefficient of z? The coefficient of z is 3, this 3z. And what is the right hand side? Right hand side is 2. So in this way, we will be writing the second equation from the second row of this echelon form. And this is the same equation, minus 5 plus 3z equal to 2. Now, we will not be having third equation because the third row in the echelon form is a 0 row. Now, let us assume free variables. N minus r, n is 3, number of unknowns, r is rank is 2. This difference will be 1. So we have assumed one free variable, and what variable we have assumed here? We have assumed that z is equal to some k. K can be any real number. Z is free to take any value. It's a free variable. It can take any value. And now by back substitution, once we have assumed that z is equal to k, if I put here z as k in the second equation, if I put here z as k, we can find out y. And what we will get here, y will be 3k minus 2. Now we have z is k, we have y is 3k minus 2. And if I move in backward direction from the second equation to first equation, if I use this first equation and if I put z as k and y as 3k minus 2, I can find out x. And what we will get, it's a simple calculation, we will get here x as 1. X is not depending on k. So what is the solution we are getting here? X was this vector, x, y, z. Now what is x? X is 1, What is y? Y is 3k minus 2. And what is this z? Z is the free variable, which is k. So this is the solution of given system of linear equations. Why we are saying infinite solution? Because if I consider k as 0, I will get one solution. If I consider k as 1, I will get another solution. If I consider k as minus 10, I will get another solution. So by changing the value of this k, we can find out many solutions of this given system of linear equations. So in this way, we can solve any system of linear equation. We will be starting with augmented matrix. We will be reducing it to echelon form as we have done here. From echelon form, we have concluded about the consistency of the system of linear equation. And since it was the case of consistent system, we have checked further that whether it is the case of unique solution or infinite solution. Here, it is a case of infinite solution. So we have assumed n minus r free variables. Here n minus r is 1. We have assumed one free variable. And by back substitution, we have evaluated y, and then we have evaluated x. And this is the solution, required solution, where k belongs to r. K is any real number. Thank you. Have a nice day.